Live, the one and only Local 10 News starts right now.
Right now at noon, we're keeping an eye on the radar this Monday after a wet weekend. With parts of our area still under a flood watch, it comes after several days of heavy rain that has led to a flood of troubles on the road.
We're also tracking the tropics with Tropical Storm Zeta, expected to become a hurricane today before hitting Mexico and the U.S. We have team coverage at noon. Local 10 News reporter Madeline Wright has a look at some of the flooding in Broward County.
But let's start with our Weather Authority meteorologist, Luke Doris. Luke, what's to come?
We're looking better, I can say that. Obviously, the blue skies today were a sight for sore eyes, and many of us have gotten into that. But we're not completely out of the woods, but it doesn't look too bad. We do have some showers on the radar down here into the Straits, and they're moving over the Keys. Widely scattered is the word here, but they're out there. We do still have some moisture, but it looks like we had an early arrival to the dry air that we've been talking about that's trying to nose in, so that's going to limit our rain chances. I've dropped it down. The coverage from 60% down to 40%. So the best chance for us to see some rain in Dayton, Broward, some of the areas that have been hit, especially Broward, so hard over the weekend. I'm thinking 2, 3, maybe 4 o'clock, something like that. But again, the word is widely scattered. We're looking better as we go through the next 12 hours or so. By tonight, we're pretty much done. Everything scoots out to the west, and that dry air really takes hold. Now, obviously, we do still have the issues where we had 3 to 5 inches of rain in Broward, a little bit less in Dade at 2 to 4. The flood watch is still in play. That goes until 8 o'clock tonight. Just covering the bases that, hey, if we do get any of these showers to move in, they're not going to be able to drain out, especially in Broward. So we're probably going to continue to aggravate the standing water if that happens. Let's go to the tropics. We have very strong tropical storm Zeta. It's almost a hurricane. It really organized last night, this morning, so it's under a strengthening trend. Bad news for the Yucatan Peninsula. Remember, they were hit by Gamma and then again by Delta, so they've had a lot of action so far this season. Forecast is a 85-mile-per-hour hurricane as it approaches there, then it interacts with land and weakens a little bit and then back up. So Category 1 hurricane is in the forecast as it approaches the Gulf Coast and the zone, Pensacola to central Louisiana, New Orleans, right in the middle of that. New Orleans has been in the cone 7 times so far this season, guys. Well, we're blocked by high pressure. That's why it stays out to our west. Okay, guys, back to you.
Well, as we mentioned, days of heavy rain has led to flooding throughout South Florida.
Madeline Wright is live in Fort Lauderdale, where residents are dealing with high waters on the roads right now. Madeline?
Alexis and Andrew, to give you some perspective, officials with the city of Fort Lauderdale say that 30% of the annual rainfall they were expecting to get within the next year, they got it within the last week. Now, this is the result. Here at the intersection of Delaware Avenue and East Dayton Circle, the street looks more like a lake, which is making it harder for people to get into and out of their homes. Destiny George's family was planning to donate some of the clothes in her garage to poor people in Haiti, but now those clothes are contaminated.
Our boxes fell. They got wet and we had to throw them away.
The water in her Fort Lauderdale neighborhood was up to her ankles this morning following heavy rain this weekend.
It was kind of scary because, like I said, I thought it was going to flood inside the house. It's terrible.
Rosetta Dunham lives nearby and had to drive around and around trying to find a way to get to her house on Evanston Circle.
It's flooded, yes, and I'm having trouble getting in and out. Even my neighbor called me yesterday and asked me, did I have a boat she could borrow?
It was flooded elsewhere in Broward County, too. Cars drove through high water this morning on US 441 and Oaks Road in Davie. A similar scene on Northwest 10th Court and Northwest 43rd Avenue in Lauderhill.
I feel like if we had more sewers, that the neighborhood wouldn't really be this flooded.
I guess the drainage system needs to be taken care of because I've never seen it like this before.
Back live, this is one of those clogged storm drains exacerbating the problem. Now, the city of Fort Lauderdale has crews out working to pump water out of the severely impacted areas, but it could take days. Concrete steps that the city is taking to mitigate the flooding. You can read a list on my Facebook page at MWrightWPLG. Also follow me for updates on Instagram and Twitter. Live in Fort Lauderdale, Madeline Wright, Local 10 News.